YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with the last of the NFL record predictions team by team. This one for the Seattle Seahawks. We did every single other NFL team. All the videos are in a single playlist. You'll find that playlist link in the description in the comments. And after this, we'll move on to the playoff predictions. We'll see who made the playoffs for me and move on from there. You guys are actually creating your own version of that too. Right now, you're voting for who wins each division. We're going to figure out the seedings, the wild cards you guys vote for, the playoff round by round, and Super Bowl winners. So you guys as a team are creating a future video. I cannot wait for that. Really appreciate if you can you follow that Twitter and kind of get involved in that, and then subscribe to both of our channels. Recently hit 50K, so appreciate the support. Trying to match that on our Plus channel, and we have a podcast. So there's a link in the description of the comments every video for anything that you need there. PlayoffPredictors.com is a site we're using for all these predictions, predicting every single game week by week. You can do the same for free here, then come back to the comments and let me know what you got. The Seahawks, this front office, I'm not too happy with this front office recently. I made a video right when the season ended. Teams I expect to be kind of the top tier contenders, and the Seahawks are at the top. Why? I mean, you already have the right pieces. You have Russell Wilson. What cut them short last year to a possible run was some injuries, obviously. They definitely could have made the Super Bowl, maybe, and more. Maybe won the thing. I'm not saying that's what would have happened, but they could have. So I expected them, with all the cap space and potential moves, to improve, and I don't see the improvement. I'm on record saying, and I think it's been proven over the every year of the NFL, every offseason going next season, if you don't really improve, you kind of get worse. And I felt like they almost got worse as it is. They made some changes on the offensive line, that could help them. Really, it's still a weaker offensive line. Dwayne Brown's obviously their strong part. He does have injury concern. I believe it's going to be Finney starting at center, Damian Lewis, a rookie, starting at right guard. There's going to be a battle for the right tackle spot. Either way, it's going to be rough. It's more built for decent run blocking, which is their motto: run the ball, wear the team out. They need to be close by halftime, and then they're going to use Russell Wilson, throw the ball. It's a good plan. It works for them. You got to respect the plan of the game there. But yeah, I wish they would finish building this offense line. I guess easier said than done. But you have the capabilities of, I think, creating a dynasty, really, with Russell Wilson. And there's other talent to have. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. That's going to be a strong duo once again. Could get even better. And you have your studs on defense. Bobby Wagner, possibly the top tier middle linebacker in football, and you have the pieces here and there that you've had for some time, but it just feels like they're not finishing it. They're not putting it together. They have the opportunity to, and they're always a contender, always a really good team, but it feels like they have the potential to just make that top team every single year, and they just can't quite finish it. That's kind of my problem. Clowney's still a free agent, so who knows? He could be back. They created some space. That would definitely help their case, in my opinion. Quentin Jefferson gone, I thought was more of an impact, and maybe the stats will show. Well, actually, no, he was more of an impact, sliding around the defense line in every spot. They do have other good, solid defensive linemen and Jaron Reed and Poona Ford, but I think Jefferson will be missed a little bit. The pass rush is a problem. I think the best pass rusher will probably be Darrell Taylor, who could be really good for them, the rookie out of Tennessee, but you can't expect a whole bunch. Added Jordan Brooks to that linebacker unit. Secondary, it's a secondary that isn't bad, but it definitely can get better. They try to get it better. I don't expect Dunbar to be playing really, because what's happened. So that was unfortunate, because that was a good trade. Well, it was a good trade, not anymore. So the Seahawks. Yeah, I'm not happy with the front office. Then they can get better, but at the end of the day, they're still going to be a really good team, mainly because of Russell Wilson and that coaching staff. So we'll break this down game by game here. Week 1 against the Falcons, and the Seahawks will take care of business against the Falcons. It's a good time to play them. Falcons start off a little slow usually. Seahawks will be more prepared. Seahawks should win that game. Home against the Patriots, they'll get the job done there. Against the Cowboys, being at home here is pretty big for them. I also don't expect, I think what could slow, not stop, Russell Wilson down is really good pressure, which isn't that tough of a task against this offensive line. I know the Cowboys got enough there in that department for this year. I'll take the Seahawks at home. Then they'll play the Dolphins. I got them beating the Dolphins. So it's a really good start. Like, you expect them to go 4-0. You expect them to go 5-0. It seems like, I don't like basing a lot off the past, but it seems like they always beat the Vikings prime time in Seattle. Really, it feels like the Seahawks under Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, prime time in Seattle, it's looking like a high percentage, shot that they can win there. But I'll take them. If it was in Minnesota, maybe the Vikings. I'll take Seattle. Bye week there. Coming off the bye week, it's an early bye week. Maybe that can kind of slow down their roll there because they'll be high. I think there's a pretty good chance they can be 5-0, four wins maybe. So I think they can slow them down like the Cardinals. I like the Seahawks over. The Seahawks-Niners battles were fantastic last year. I like the Seahawks at home against the Niners in that one. Against the Bills, against Russell Wilson, like I mentioned, you can slow him down. You cannot stop him with pressure, but that's really not what's going to beat him. I think it's really tough to say what will beat him. It's easy, one of those things easier said than done if you have the correct things. But I do think a really good secondary, really good defense in general, but having a really good secondary could kind of throw them off a little bit. They'll be kind of forced to run the ball a little more because that's just their idea. That's kind of their game plan, and that's something that the Bills will stop. Russell Wilson. I wish sometimes I do like this coaching staff. I wish sometimes they would just unleash Russell Wilson, though, because he can beat anybody. He can. So I'll take the Bills for the matchup reasons there. I got the Rams in this one here at home. I think the Rams will be able to air it out against. I think it's a bad matchup for the Seahawks. I think they can get them the second time around. We'll talk about that when we get there. The Rams. Their weak spot is the offensive line, so you need to get pressure against this Jared Goff to throw him off like last year. Can the Seahawks get that pressure? That's kind of where I worry about it. And they don't have the strongest secondary, so this is probably a shootout game. I do like the Rams secondary on top of that. I like the Rams in that one at home. They'll split with the Cardinals. This one, Seattle, primetime, Thursday Night Football. I'll take them there. Seahawks, Eagles. The Seahawks beat them twice last year, 17-7. Eagles were beat up. Seahawks were beat up at times too. This one Monday night in Philadelphia. I think Carson Wentz steps his game up this year. I think having more receivers, more healthy receivers, helps him as well. The Eagles winning that somewhat of a revenge game there. Monday night in Philly. Giants, Seahawks. I will take the Seahawks. I'll take them over the Jets as well. I'll take them over the Redskins as well. I will take them burning through this now. Splitting with the Rams, but again, the matchup almost favors the Rams this year. And then week 17, I got them splitting with the Niners, so that leaves us 11-5. And that'll be enough to get them the playoffs. Of course, we'll see who I have winning this division because I have a lot of teams around the same record here. But yeah, it could be 17 could be deciding again. It definitely could, just like last year, Seahawks 49ers could be deciding who wins the division there. I just wish the Seahawks kind of did better in the offseason. They had a real opportunity to get better. It doesn't feel like they did so. They'll still be a very good team. Some of the young guys they brought in will step up. So I'm not saying they won't have a better record. They won't have a better outcome of the season. Hopefully they stay healthy, and that way they could. I'm just saying, evaluating their roster, they had an opportunity to get a lot better and be a elite team, which they still could be as it is, but they could have been a sure thing, almost a sure NFC thing here, being a top-tier team in the NFC, maybe in the whole NFL, the whole National Football League, and I wish they would do it. I think there's people that would die to be in that front office. Absolutely, having some of the pieces here and there, and the important spots they have, especially the quarterback position, I keep saying it, just finish the thing off. It's on the front office. Finish the thing off. You can create a dynasty. So that's kind of my problem with the Seahawks. But yeah, I think at any given time, a guy like Russell Wilson could be the best player in all of football, even with Patrick Mahomes, even with Lamar Jackson, and that could be enough to get the job done. A team that'll probably get better, when playoff time shows up as well, if they're healthy. So it could be. We'll see what my playoff predictions are. But kind of circling back, best case scenario, I think they lose one of the Cardinals. Maybe they take down either one of the Bills or the Rams here. They take down one there. Maybe it's just a bad matchup for the Eagles, as we saw last year, perhaps. So 13-3, probably 11. I'd say we'll say the range 10-13, 10-13 win range. I have the 11 wins for the Seattle Seahawks, dominant at home, of course, but. That's going to do it. That's it for the record predictions team by team. We're going to go through my playoffs and on. You guys will make yours as well. There's going to be a series of polls coming out to kind of create that. on our Twitter, so you're going to want to follow that. You're going to want to subscribe to both channels. Really appreciate the support. Thanks, everyone, for watching this video. That's going to do it. Goodbye.